to the audio show.
You know, I felt like I wasn't going to go for a part two as far as the Bethany and Larry saga is concerned with this Panama City thing, but I think I needed it because I feel like they're trying to, give something to the audience and I like it. The whole idea of modern day parenting. I don't know if y'all noticed that, like the things that, people could have done back then, and the things that your parents put up with then just seem to be changing from now, or is it just cultures changing them? Let's get into this.
You think it's a bad idea for them to go?
Well, why are you talking to them about spring break?
Well, no, I just went to check on them, and I mean, I'm just curious,
What was the reason you went to go check on them? About what?
Exactly. That's my question as well too. Why are you checking on them about spring break? These are young girls. I said this in my last video. I don't know. Maybe it's just a cultural thing where, for Bethany, this is like some kick that she gets her kick off of it. Or maybe in her community, them have 16-year-olds going out of the state. But I don't know about that happening in a black family. I don't know. Maybe it does happen. Y'all need to tell me. Are these new things?
Just say goodnight like I normally do every night and just see what's going on. But I heard y'all talking about spring break. I was just curious why you were saying no.
Because they're 17 and 16.
Thank you very much. That's what I said too. I'm like, they're way too young for spring break. I'd never let my daughter go out on spring break into another state at age 17 and 16. They're not even at the legal age of doing anything.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be going to spring break.
Okay. Well, where did you go on your spring break?
I didn't go to spring break.
Oh, you didn't?
No. Like, what are you talking about? Which mother would have allowed? Maybe O'Neill is over his head. Did your parents allow you to go on spring break at age, 16 and 17? I don't know about that.
Oh.
And two 17 and 16-year-old teenage girls should not be going to spring break by themselves.
Well, I understand where you're coming from. I guess my reason for asking is when I was in school, I was a good student, like they're good students. And I was very lucky my parents let me go on spring break.
And that's what I mean. That's why I ask if it's a cultural difference of things. Maybe this is something different that Bethany does in her culture, where they're more loosey-goose and they can do whatever it is. But like I said to someone the other day, I'm sorry, but in the black community, you don't have the luxury of doing that you can do in the white community. Because at the end of the day, if you become too loose as a black person and you fall behind, you'll get behind very, very far. And call it what you may in society these days, and you can say what you want to say it, hey, it not exists, and blah, 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 blah. But there are still systemic issues as far as skin color is concerned. There just is. People try to, whitewash it, but there is. So Larry don't have time to be allowing his daughter to be going on no spring break, right? And these are kids. They're kids. Anything at all could happen to them.
And I made a lot of good memories.
So why are you coming here politicking
I'm not
on their behalf about spring break?
Well, I'm just saying, Larry, I just think that it's one of those memories that you're always wanting the girls to make memories and to do things and,
Bethany, we had this conversation about you talking to my girls without notifying me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That right there is the thing. You can't do this. Like, you just can't overstep the man in our own house. But I like that Larry's actually, somewhat standing up.
You overheard a conversation in the kitchen where I told them no, and you went in there to do what?
To check on them like I normally do.
And you checked on them, but how did the conversation about spring break come up after we already had that conversation? I said no.
It just got brought up, and then
No, man, I get brought up, man. You're going to the little girls' room, and you found your way for to tell them about spring break. They don't want to know. These are kids. 16 and 17, they're kids. 60, they're still kids. They're not at the age yet where you could say that they could do things responsibly. They can't even drink. Because the legal drinking age is what? Now, 21? I think the legal drinking age is 21. If I'm not right, guys, correct me. In Jamaica, it's 18, sure. But here in the States, it's 21.
asked them about spring break.
You asked them about spring break.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to play chess with them? Trying to, get on their good side?
No, I'm not. But I mean, I do think that, spring break is a fun time for teenagers. And I got that opportunity, so I don't understand why. That's why I'm talking to you. I'm not.
That's fine. You can have that opportunity within your community and y'all can do what y'all want to do. No. In the black community, the answer is no. Parenting is different. That's why I said I think that they're teaching a parenting idea. There's a battle of cultures as far as anything is concerned, and this is where you have to basically stand up very firm and very strong, just to ensure that you don't get overrun or start not thinking of how you should be thinking.
I'm not
Understand.
trying to argue. I'm
That
just,
was your spring break. Times are different now.
I know.
I'm not allowing two little black girls to go down to somewhere where they have no chaperone. I don't know what's going on, to allow them to gallivant around Panama City with drugs, alcohol, and God knows what.
Right.
So no, I said no.
Thank you very much. And if anything were to happen to the both of them, Larry would be in charge. They would ask Larry as to why he wasn't watching them or why he wasn't there with them. They would have asked for them parents. Ain't no way. I don't know what is she talking about. This is absurd. But again, I figured it was a cultural thing. I figured it's a cultural thing where they're more loose, because I do watch a lot of the cultures here. They're way more loosey goose in the white community than they are in the black community. I know you couldn't go on no spring break. As no Jamaican 16 or 17-year-old, you couldn't be on no spring break unless your mother was loose. If you were on spring break, chances are your mother or your father was very loose. Whoever it was running you was loose. They clearly didn't run you well. You were very loose.
Please, do not bring this conversation up again about them going to spring break. 'Cause I said no. You shouldn't have went and asked them anything about spring break.
Larry, I should be able to talk to the girls. And
I talked.
Not about spring break. You can talk to the girls, but not about how spring break gets into that. You need to talk to them about spring break.
The girls. I did. You don't go behind me and talk to them.
It's not that.
What was it? You just did it. You came in and told me about spring break. You went in and talked to him about it. I said no. You have no right to go behind me and talk to him about it.
I'm asking you.
And I'm telling you, no.
I didn't tell them yes. I didn't do any of that.
Well,
I was
I'm
just-
saying to you no like I told them no. And I don't talk about spring break no more.
She acts like a little kid, like a kid that's asking questions that you should be. You see, that's how I know that. You know what? Hey, I pay. Yeah, clearly. She just was undermining the guy's parenting. Wow.
Okay. I just think you're gonna disappoint them for
I
missing
don't
out
care
on
about
a memory.
disappointments. They'll be okay. They'll bounce back. They're teenagers.
Thank you. It's just wow. I figured it was a cultural thing, but this is not the culture for those type of girls, and I wouldn't send my daughter either. But I'm asking y'all if y'all would, because hey, I don't know. People have different ways as to how them parent. I do know this. And I keep saying it because it exists. Contrary to what anybody want to say, it is what it is. The last thing you want to do is to get your daughter out into some place where she could fall behind. No. You never know what people might give her a spring break, but Bethany, I know. Hey, listen to me. One of the things I know with white cultures, they're very very easy going on a lot of things. Very very easy going. They're very easy going, and hey, why not? But not for us. I mean, is it wrong for Larry to say no? Was he wrong to shut her down? And I think the answer should be no. But hey, I don't know. Y'all tell me. Your daughter, 16 and 17, are they going on spring break? Let me know what y'all think. Was Larry incorrect? I'm going to talk to y'all soon.